Hello, my sweet friends. This is Tracy. I know that it has been a bit since I have uploaded a video here on YouTube. I have had several friends reach out to me just to make sure everything was okay. And yes, it is. I have just been, busy with life and, working full time. And I just really, kind of lost my passion for crafting a little bit. I know, gas. Anyway, but I needed to do this honey wreath, and I thought that I would film it and share how I did it so that I could put it here on my YouTube channel. Okay, here are the supplies I used here in this wreath. This little cute sign is from Cracker Barrel. The wreath form I picked up at Walmart, as well as some of this greenery. I wasn't sure what I was going to use. And then this bunch is from Hobby Lobby. The sunflowers are all from the Dollar Tree. And then I secured a little steel pick using my pick machine that I got from Hobby Lobby. And you can see there on the end, that's what that little machine does. It's not necessary. It's just a gadget that I have and I wanted to use it. Anyway, here is the ribbon that I have that I'm going to use and choose from. And then this mesh I'm going to include in my grapevine wreath, and that came from Hobby Lobby last Christmas season. Okay, the first thing that I did is I want to secure this sign to the grapevine wreath, and I am using my electric drill to do that in a small drill bit. I am very familiar with using this power tool. It is a very loved. I have had it for many years. Anyway, and then to attach the sign to the wreath, I'm using some wire, and my favorite wire is from the automotive section over at the Dollar Tree. It is thin and pliable and, just works really well for me. So then now what I'm doing is I'm just drilling. I kind of determine where, my sign is and where I want it to attach to the wreath. And since I'm using a grapevine form, I have lots to, work with as far as, threading that wire through the wreath form. And so I can just kind of drill holes. I eyeball it and kind of see, okay, where am I going to be able to fit this wire through? And so then that's where I drill my sign. This little sign is made of wood, so it's easy to drill holes in it. Okay, I'm just going to use the little hanger that came on the sign as part of attaching it. So I just cut that little wire in half and then just kind of thread it through the grapevine and just kind of secure it the best I can. Sometimes I will just, spiral it. I will use my needle nose pliers to kind of make a little spiral, and just any way that you can kind of attach it is best, works best for me. There are multiple ways that you can attach a sign to a wreath. You can glue it. You can attach it using pipe cleaners by stapling it to the back of the sign. I have used that in some of my other videos. I just be careful when you are stapling it to the back of your sign, because you don't want it to show through the front and then it makes your sign look a little bit ugly. Anyway, so this is my favorite way. If I have a wooden sign, I just drill holes in it and then just twist my little wire into cute little curly cues, and there I have it. I start with my greenery and I just kind of add some greenery around. This fern is from Walmart, and then I add a couple of pieces of the greenery from Hobby Lobby. I like to mix up the greenery. It provides different textures and colors and really just brings your project to life by adding all of those different textures and colors. I like adding deco mesh to my grapevine wreaths. I think it adds some character and it adds just a bit of texture. My favorite way to do that is by cutting off little bundles or making little bundles out of mesh. I have a 10-inch black and white deco mesh, and I'm just taking my rotary cutter and I'm just cutting off 10-inch little strips, and then I'm going to make some bundles. I just do that by just flipping over the edges and just gathering it kind of in a ruffle kind of technique, and just gathering it, taking a chenille stem and twisting that in the middle. And then those little bundles is what I will put on the grapevine, just sporadically putting them around just to provide a little color and texture. The next ribbon I'm going to add is this 2-inch ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I love it. It has burlap and it has some gingham black and white check on the edges, and I'm just making a loop here. If you watched any of my wreath videos before, I don't measure a whole lot, and anyway, but I'm going to guesstimate that this is about 21 inches long, and I just took the ribbon, just make a little loop and just secure a chenille stem, and the loop is probably about 3 inches. Now I do dovetail each of those tails, and just to dovetail you can just fold it in half, take your scissors, go up from one corner upwards, and then it makes like a V cut. And depending on the ribbon, sometimes if I feel that it's going to fray, I will take my lighter and just run it across the bottom of the ribbon, and then that singes that tail of the ribbon so that your ribbon does not fray. And so then now I just have several of these little loops, and I just attach it to the wreath. So now I have this black and white check that I got from Amazon, and I am just going to randomly just put that through, spiral it through the wreath, and then I just take some more ribbon. This one is from the Dollar Tree, that burlap with the white polka dots. The yellow window pane is something that I've had in my stash. You can get that at different places. Now I'm going to add some color by adding some sunflowers, and I'm just going to stick that randomly in my wreath, securing it with some of those picks using my steel pick machine and some hot glue. Just kind of, dipping that there in that glue, and then just sticking it randomly wherever I want. I use the combination of the large sunflowers and the small sunflowers. Then I just took bits of the Queen Anne's lace. That is something that I have that I like to use in my wreaths because it does provide, a different little flower and little texture. I just love it so much.